New text document. Let it be like this. Yeah. See, ये आ गया। यहाँ पे हम लोग
हम्म
अगर वो डेटा कॉपी कर भी लेते हैं, सो वी
हम्म
वोंट गेट एनी ऑप्शंस लाइक एक्सेल। क्या हमें डेटा सॉर्ट करना है अगर, ओके,
हम्म
कोई फॉर्मूला लगाना है, कोई चीजें चेंज करनी है, डुप्लीकेट रिमूव करने हैं, so we won't get that those options here, right?
राइट
So for such options, what we do is we transport it to Excel.
ओके
Okay.
हम्म
Once we have made changes, we have sorted the data, everything. Okay. Now
हम्म
since SAP accepts TXT file format only,
ओ
मतलब not only
हम्म
for these files, it accepts text document only.
मतलब कि अपन ने उसमें एक्सेल में सिर्फ इसलिए किया कि कोई फिल्टर लगाना कोई शॉर्टिंग करनी तो वो कर ले, और फिर जो शॉर्टिंग के बाद में जो डेटा आता है उसको अपन रिप्लेस करें उससे।
That's correct.
ओके
Okay, that's all.
ओके
That's about it. If we have to add anything, okay, क्योंकि टेक्स्ट
हम्म
जब हम लोग उसमें होंगे तो हम लोग रो या कॉलम वाइज चेंजेस नहीं कर पाएंगे उसमें, टेक्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट में, बिकॉज इट्स अ डॉक्यूमेंट नॉट एन एक्सेल शीट।
ओके
ओके, हाँ, वहां पे अगर ऑप्शन होता गूगल शीट का तो गूगल शीट भले यूज कर लेते हैं, गूगल एक्सेल।
ओके
ओके,
ओके राइट ओके
या ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स?
नहीं अभी तो इतना ही।
सो या, आई थिंक वी वर ऑन दिस।
यस
ओके, I was telling about that risk. We input the rules as that these could be the risk. Okay, based on SOD, SOX, and other laws and regulations and compliance acts. We compile the SOD, compile the rule sets. Okay, which contains information about the risk that can impact the organization. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what happens is rules when we run the risk analysis for any role or any for user level or role level. Yesterday I've shown you, right? User level, role level. Okay. So uh,
यस
yeah. And I checked you are on route. So uh,
या
we run the risk analysis on user level and role level. Once the risk analysis is completed, we get the data. We get the risk that these are the risks. Okay, and then if it is not mentioned within the rule sets, then the system cannot detect the risk to the organization.
ओके
Okay, so those 10 files, it contains rule sets. Contains rule sets, risk, function, actions, permissions, role owners, risk owners, right? So these were those 10 files that we have uploaded after editing. So in that the rule set contains the information of all the risks based on which we run the risk analysis. Once we run the risk analysis, we get that these are the risks within the organization, and then we fix it. Fix means either remediate that risk or mitigate that risk. Okay. Okay, so it shows us uh, functionality of the risk analysis and remediation part. See, functionality number one, define user access risk. Means define the risk that could be present in the organization. So we define it in via rule set. Okay.
ओके
Then execute risk analysis. It performs risk analysis to identify any risk present in the organization. Okay. then remediate or mitigate the risk. Now, remember, when we say remediate or mitigate, remediation means remove, all right, and mitigation means that we accept the risk, and we monitor that risk. Okay, because that risk is important for the working of organization. For example, I gave you an example that assigning SU01 and PFCG to a single user is a risk, but it is still given to the to SAP security team, all the members of SAP security team. Why? Because it is important for the working of organization. So it is a mitigated risk. We mitigate that risk, that yeah, we know that this is a risk, it can harm the organization, but we also need that risk. The organization needs that risk. If we do not accept this risk and remove it, then the organization will not be able to work properly. Then we will be needing for a single work, we will be needing two different SAP security consultants. One who will be on user administration, and the second one who will be for role designing. Understood?
Okay.
No, am I clear on this part, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So we either remediate the risk or mitigate the risk. If it is about remediating the risk, means remove the risk, then we simply remove the risk. We know that this is a risk. And if in future it arises, we simply remove it. We do not give permission. Means if it says that if the user have PFCG already and he's asking for SU01, and if it is it is ordered that this risk should be removed or remediate, then we do not assign SU01 to the user.
Okay.
Okay. Then what happens is the user can only use means won't be able to use that T code. Simple. Okay. So that's the remediation part.
Okay.
Okay. When a risk is identified, someone has to take action to resolve it. Depending on the master data setup, GRC automatically displays the risk definition. We have already input the risk definition through that rule sets. So, including so we get the information about the risk definition. Who is responsible means who is the risk owner. Okay, for which business process it represents. Also, if it is the data, this needs to be mitigated or remediated. Okay, whether it will be removed or accepted. Understood?
Okay.
The reviewer has four options: accept, transfer, mitigate, or remediate. Actually, remove this accept and transfer. We just do mitigate and remediate. All right. Uh, these are the options, but we only do these two. Now, remediation removes the risk from the system and does not rely on the use of compensating control.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Compensating controls is used in mitigation only. In remediation, it simply removes the risk from the system. Okay.
Okay.
Now, we use accept and transfer only if, as a last resort, means if the risk cannot be mitigated or remediated, then we use accept and transfer. Means accept and forward it. Except accepting and transferring are considered as last resorts. Okay. And
Okay.
in particular world, we do not use we only use mitigation or remediation. Okay. Now, please note that the first time you run a risk analysis, the number of violations might be very high due to various reasons such as changing job function, roles, bid with too much access, etc. Okay. So what it says is before GRC is introduced within the organization, there might be multiple risks within the organization itself. Okay. For example,
Okay.
there will be no rule sets. There will be no methodology to create a role. Means one role can contains 10 to 15 T codes, multiple access. Some roles can contain only one T code. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because earlier used to what happens is that a user needs a T code access. Now, what the security personnel used to do was for that single T code they create a role for the user. Simple. Okay,
Okay.
so that used to happen, and actually that might still be happening as well. Okay, so that's what it says. Also, suppose, like I said, that someone is from, let's say, sales department, or okay, and he switched his job function from sales to HR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his job function changes, but
Mm-hmm.
he still have old roles from sales department as well.
Yes.
Okay, so that's also this because why HR person should have this from the sales department, roles from the sales department.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these could be present. So it says, oh, the first time we done the risk analysis in the organization, it will show multiple violations. Okay, multiple
Okay.
violations, and there will be lot of work to needed to fix that. Okay, because they will roles will be redesigned. Means role will be designed per function. Like if it is if a role is for user administration, it will only contain T code related to user administration. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
understood? Yeah, all right. So that's what it says, that there will be multiple violations, and we will have to fix that. Now, one thing it doesn't say is mitigation. It has told you about remediation, accepting and transfer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in mitigation, what we do is, as I gave the example of SU01 and PFCG, they are a risk. We still accept that this is a risk. But what we do here is we assign a controller over the risk. All right. For example,
Okay.
these are the two risks, SU0 and PFCG. So
Mm-hmm.
we in the rule set we mentioned that mention in a risk. For example, risk contains SU01 and PFCG. Okay, let me show you this like this. With like here, it will be much better. Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, you are using it, right?
Now you can use it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh, Continue. Have you tried logging to NWBC?
Not till now.
All right.
I just today I have done day before yesterday's class. I post in installation step,
Uh,
SPRO and all
okay. Okay.
this.
Okay. Okay. No, no rule setup, access management. What I was telling you about?
Segregation of duties.
No, sorry, I was showing you this. Yeah. All right. Give
Yeah.
me a second. We go to rule setup. See, we find rule sets, right?
Right.
So I'm just showing you. For example,
Okay.
this is a rule set, global. Okay. Sorry. Access risk, yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
this is the risk ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we open it, See, we can see two T codes under this risk. This is the risk ID, and these are the two T codes.
Okay.
All right. So when we
Mm-hmm.
mitigate, okay, we use this access risk ID SCC 001. Close, close. Okay, nothing have been assigned yet. So what we do is we simply assign a controller. I've showed you the risk ID, right? So we
Right.
assign a controller to it. For example, there will be a manager or team lead within the organization who will be told that by the client that he will be the risk owner or controller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we assign that risk ID under that controller that you own
Mm-hmm.
this risk now, and all the logs means whenever that those tickets will be used, logs will be
Mm-hmm.
created within GRC, and the uh, risk and the risk owner's work will be to check those logs. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now he will check the log and see if there's if it is working, if it is used for properly or not. Okay. If the if the assignment is used what unauthorized, okay, used for unauthorized work, then it will be reported to the controller, and he will report it to the higher ups,
Mm-hmm.
so that the necessary action can be taken against the user. Understood?
Okay.
मतलब सिंपल है कि आपको आपको सपोज यू आर अ रिस्क ओनर, आपको रिस्क
Mm-hmm.
आपको रिस्क आईडी प्रोवाइड कर दी है कि ये रिस्क आईडी है। अब
Mm-hmm.
उस रिस्क आईडी में जो दो टी कोड्स हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल एसएस पीएफसीजी है, ठीक है,
Mm-hmm.
वो मुझे असाइन हुआ है, ठीक है। सो यू विल बी
Mm-hmm.
एबल टू सी व्हाट एम आई डूइंग विद इट। ओके,
Okay.
suppose if I am doing anything wrong, you will able to
Mm-hmm.
check the logs, you will get the
Mm-hmm.
alert, you will check the logs and report it to the higher ups. This is what I
Okay.
was doing. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So that's what mitigation control is. Means we assign a controller to the risk so that
Mm-hmm.
no fraudulent activity can take place. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now it shows us about SOD, understanding segregation of duties. As I
Mm-hmm.
told you that segregation of duties means no one person should not have all the access or all the
Okay.
authorization. All right, Monica? Yeah, okay, you will. Okay, so
Yes. Yes.
yeah, segregation of duty is a key concept in SAP access control. It
Mm-hmm.
involves the separation of people who carry out various steps of business transactions. Meaning, the example, remember the example that I gave you that
Yeah.
organization
Yeah.
wants me to buy 100 computers and all.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, to remedy that all the authorization was given to me. Here it is shown that to purchase a for example of procurement means purchasing 100 computers for the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens is the business manager drafts a purchase order. It is divided into four people.
Mm-hmm.
One person drafts a purchase order that will be delivered to the vendor that we need 100 computers. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
senior manager of the purchasing department approves that purchase order. All right. So business manager drafts it, the senior manager approves it, and then it is sent to the uh, uh, warehouse or the that's wholesaler. Okay. Then the vendor vendor, yeah, sorry, the vendor. So the vendor issues the invoice for the product or service. Whoever from whoever we are buying, the vendor, he will send us the invoice. It will be checked within the account department, and the account department will approve the purchase or provide money to the vendor. All right. The employees in this workflow acts as a check on one another. So, for example, business manager drafts the order, senior manager approves it, so he checks what the business manager is doing. Okay, then it is sent to the vendor. Okay, then I think there's one more step missing. No, it is not that. Yeah. Sorry, Monica, give me a minute, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, am I audible? Monica, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, Amir.
All right. Yeah. So, uh, that was the, Mhm. Yeah. So as I was telling you that each employee will act as a check for other, so that no one
Mm-hmm.
can do anything unauthorized. All right.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
importance of SOD.
Mm-hmm.
So important is that as per the law, it is mandatory for public companies to follow a few steps, SOC steps that are needed for accuracy to obtain the accuracy in financial reporting. All right, that's the
Mm-hmm.
importance. All right. Now, what is the relation between SOD and SAP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
as it says that while the aspects of corporate accounting and finance are occurring on software, SOD is usually related to account access control and rules. Okay, means what
Mm-hmm.
authorization they can have, what authorization they can't. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So SAP access control and transaction permissions must match with the SOD requirements for the working. For example, when the business manager logs into the SAP procurement system to write a purchase order and tries to approve it, the system rules prohibit him because okay,
Mm-hmm.
the user account access privilege in the SAP system that that all right. See, in simple word, it simply says that SOD works for user administration, that what functions he can perform. For example, if he's from HR, he can only perform actions related to HR. Okay, if
Mm-hmm.
suppose someone is a manager, like it says, a business manager logs into the system, into
Mm-hmm.
the procurement system to write a purchase order, and then after writing the order, he tries to approve it. He cannot do it because system won't allow him. Because since he have made a purchase order, someone else must check it and approve it. All right.
Okay.
Even that's why STEM manager needs approval from the managers. Team needs
Mm-hmm.
approval from the STEM managers or managers. All right, managers
Mm-hmm.
need approval from the client or someone, because without the that approval, uh, without that check, no, anyone can do some authorized action in the organization. So to
Mm-hmm.
stop that, SOD is important. Understood?
Mm.
This much?
Yes.
So, yeah. Do you remember I've told you how to upload and download the files, right?
Right.
So these are the two T codes: GRC download tools and GRC upload tools.
Mm-hmm.
Download is for to download those 10 files. Upload is for
Mm-hmm.
uploading those 10 files, right? Okay.
Okay.
So these are the two T codes for that. Now we will learn about what is rule set and everything. Monica, is it okay if I start this topic tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.